Hello all and welcome to another Kevin Entertainment video. It's Art here with the book review for Business is About to Pick Up by Jim Ross. It's his third memoir. It covers 50 memorable calls through his 50 plus years in wrestling. And with me too is Gamer Buddy 015, the greatest of all time right here. This book covers from his start in Mid-South Wrestling to his time. You're leaving already? Wow, that was a quick exit. This book covers from his start in Mid-South to all the way up to his AEW days and his AEW time. And it covers everything in between, and I mean everything. His Jim Crockett promotion days, his WCW days, his Attitude Era WWF days, all the way through. It is a great book. It is a great walk down memory lane for this wrestling fan, as Jim Ross is the voice of my wrestling fandom. He is the voice of my wrestling childhood. Well, teenagehood, childhood, and teenagehood, all the way through now. So really, he's been my wrestling constant, as Jim Ross. Some of the stuff that's covered is, in the early days, it's his tutelage with Leroy McGurk. In the WCW days, it's the Sting versus Ricky Steamboat trifecta matches. And in his Attitude Era days, it's his the Stone Cold Steve Austin run, the Bret Hart Stone Cold WrestleMania 13 stuff. He even covers stuff that he doesn't like that is still memorable. Of course, he covers the Mankind Undertaker Hell in a Cell match, and he covers much more, including up to very recently with his bout of skin cancer. So he covers a lot. He does it in his way. My favorite way to consume these books is through Audible, for one reason. Jim Ross reads his own book that he writes with, of course, his buddy Paul O'Brien. But he writes most of it, and Paul Bryan kind of helps edit it and kind of helps keep it on track. So that's why I give Jim Ross the credit, is because Jim Ross writes it, Jim Ross lived it, it's Jim Ross's life. He reads it, it makes it more amazing than it ever has any right to be. It's a great walk down memory lane. It was a great palate cleanser from Murder in Little Egypt. Even though Murder in Little Egypt was an amazing book, this too, in its own separate way for this wrestling fan, was a simply amazing, top-notch book. What a book. What a read. It was amazing and great at the same time. Business is About to Pick Up is my third favorite Jim Ross book. Slobber Knocker being the first, Under the Black Hat being my second and his second. And now, Business is About to Pick Up is his third and my third favorite Jim Ross book. And they're amazing. It's amazing. It's a great read. It's a fun read. It flows well. Jim Ross can tell a narrative. As a wrestling announcer, it's his job to be a storyteller and weave the story together. So it translates very amazingly to these three memoirs and biographies, and it translates to a cohesive narrative between all three, like only Jim Ross can bring you, like only it can be brought by the greatest wrestling announcer, professional wrestling announcer to have ever done the job. No offense to Gordon Solie, the late great Gordon Solie. No offense to Kevin Kelly, or any of the other greats you can think of. There is nobody like Jim Ross. They broke the mold when they made him, and boy is he a good one. He talks about his time when he was in talent, the head of talent relations for WWE. It covers everything throughout the span of his entire career. It's almost a look back through a lens of a man who has seen a lot, done a lot, and watched the business he loved change for the better and sometimes for the worse over his 50 plus years in wrestling. And I, for one, hope he does it for as long as he wants to do it. It is a full read it, own it, love it on my scale. I would probably listen to all threes back to back to back at some point. Maybe not this year, but maybe in the next couple of years I might go back to back to back with Jim Ross books. And it's a full 5 stars on GoodReads. This is a quintessential memoir or biography, whatever you want to call it. I call it a biography because it does go through his life. He talks about his lessons with his dad, and he's telling it through the stories he's told through wrestling, through the memorable calls through wrestling. It's a full 5 stars because of its artistry. It's a rated own it, love it, because I couldn't put it down once I started. I found reasons to listen. I went on walks even in this hot weather. I enjoyed excellent narrative from an excellent storyteller. It was amazing. It's excellent. I don't know how many times I can say excellent, but this is a slobber knocker of a book. If ever there was a slobber knocker of a book, it is a top-notch read. It is a read that once you start it, you won't be able to stop it until it's all the way done. I listened to it during my workout. I listened to it while I was taking a bath. I would listen to it while I was eating breakfast and eating dinner. And I would just find ways to listen. And there's a very rare few books that consume my ever waking moment when I'm going through them. And Business is About to Pick Up, along with Slobber Knocker, along with Tales Under the Black Hat, were all books that consumed my every waking moment until they were done. But leave in the comments down below if you've read any of Jim Ross's books, and let me know what you thought of them. Let me know what you thought of Business is About to Pick Up. And if you haven't read it, it gets my wholehearted, full-fledged recommendation. But until next time, before I gush on too long and start spoiling things, you know I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. And without further ado, I'll see you again soon, and peace.